All right, we're gonna.
Hockey. It is on computer. Okay, next. All right. Hockey. Baseball, basketball, football, soccer, and volleyball. Team sports. Team sports, yes. I'm sure at least a majority of us have played at least one of these sports while growing up and may still even play the sport today. I personally played pretty much all of them with the exception of football, at least to an extent. I didn't go into it fully, but I tried them out, and mainly I focused a lot on basketball through elementary and junior high, and then I focused more on hockey in high school. So today I want to explain to you the benefits of playing a team sport as a child growing up. There are not only physical benefits, but there are also academic, social, and emotional. First, I want to show the physical attributions to team sports. And sorry. And the U.S. Center of Disease Control and Prevention says that in order for a child to become healthy and maintain healthy standards, that they should play and do physical activity an hour a day. And a sports writer that I read, Tamara Runzel, says that doing these 60 minutes of a sport a day or any physical activity reduces the risk of obesity, and in turn that reduces the risk of bone and joint problems, of heart disease, and of diabetes. And team sports are a great way to do this physical activity because, well, it comes to doing the practices pretty much every day during the weekend. I mean, the weekday, and then during the weekend you play your games. So that takes up a majority of that 60 minutes a day that you can do throughout the week. Next, I would like to cover the academic benefits to team sports for children. That's good. And I also read this sports psychologist, Christina Engel, and she explains some of the benefits that team sports can give to you academically, which it gives you more focus and attention. You are able to make quick decisions, and you also can come up with solutions to problems quickly, even if there are several aspects in play. In this, I look back to basketball, and I remember working out, just doing the lunges. I'm not going to do it too extensively right now, but yes, doing lunges and all that, and also just working on certain things every day, and also memorizing plays. We had to memorize plays a lot for basketball and remember where it's supposed to be, so that was important to it. And I don't know if you guys have played the game Lightning. I'm sure a majority of you have. And that's, where you shoot the basket and the person behind you tries to shoot the basket before you, and if they get it, then you're eliminated and it goes down to one person. And that's also an example because right there you have to have the focus to think about yourself at the time being, while the other aspect of the other person is in play, and make quick decisions on deciding where you should shoot and how to shoot, and just get that done. And this can be shown academically through tests. When you think about tests, you have to focus on just your paper and try not to be distracted by any of the other areas in play, like maybe the clock ticking if that drives you crazy, and just focus on that more. And yeah, so next I would like to cover the social benefits to team sports. Not only are the children able to make friends and find people that things of common interest, that they are also able to find supportive relationships and be surrounded by different cultures and also gain team building skills, as Engel says. And here, when you think about it, when we're children, all we think about is me, me, me. That's pretty much our personality when we're younger, because we don't really know a lot about other people and we don't think about them that much. And team sports are a good way of helping us because there are positions in team sports. You have your guards and your forwards, and I'm just throwing a bunch of random sports ones out there, but you have a bunch of different positions and you are given a position, but everyone else is given a position as well. So when you think about it, you realize that everybody on the team has an important position, and they play something separately, but they play it with you, so you're able to see that everybody has an important role, and it doesn't matter what their ethnicity is. Lastly, I would like to cover the emotional benefits that come into play. The main one here is just building self-esteem and self-confidence, and this can be found just in achieving a goal. It's not just achieving a goal, but it is also coming up with a goal with your team and working to achieve that goal with your team. And if you achieve that goal, the reward is so satisfying. I remember my 8th grade basketball team, and we won every single game and won the championship, and that was really awesome. I just remember that and the excitement and the joy. I loved it. But not every team wins. So you're probably thinking, well, how do they find self-confidence in that? Well, you can find self-confidence in that because you're still trying to achieve something and putting your heart into something. As long as you put your heart into your sport, and it helps boost your confidence and build up your self-esteem, not only for yourself, but also for your peers. So, today we covered the several benefits that you can get that are physical, academic, social, and emotional. I only covered a few of them, but there are so many more benefits and even so many more aspects in which you can find these benefits. I hope that you come across with this speech wanting to maybe even think about enrolling your children in the future sport of their choice, because that's what I am planning to do. Thank you.
Sorry, does anyone have a
Oh, yeah.
I double clicked on that one. What's that one time? I think it was a social one. I was like, it's like social. They probably.
Yeah, I get it from the internet.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, right, me too. I used to have that.
All right, Amy, probably a little more planning on the visual that you had at the beginning so that your joke worked a little bit better with your hockey claim, trying to irritate me. I know that that's exactly what was going on. The thesis is clearly stated. You've got a good layout of what the secondary structure is going to be. I think some of the points could use a little bit more data on them, but you have an explanation on each of those points. Organizationally and content-wise, it's pretty solid. The visual aids that you have, the visual factors that you have, they're almost completely unnecessary because basically it's just a signpost on the individual points. There's not an image to go along with any of those things except for that very first image that you had. And when you just gave us the list, I think the list was probably fine. So, I'd have jettisoned all of those things. And, not that... I'd have made Taryn superfluous, and then she wouldn't have been necessary to be up there pushing the buttons, that sort of thing. And you could have stepped forward a little bit because then you could be front and center instead of off to the side. Because really, like I said, you only had 3 or 4 words up there, and that's all it was indicating where we were at the point. But But you did that. You did that verbally, and you also did it visually with some indicators with your gestures. So I thought that those things were fine. On the part of the presentation visual, that's good. I like the fact that you were trying to stay out of the way of the screen. However, since you didn't need the screen for 98% of what you were doing, that meant that you were kind of trapped on the side instead of being able to step forward and talk to the audience. And you're as far away from this part of the audience as you could be. And these guys over here, you know, they're all nice guys and everything, but you're giving them more attention than they want. You know, spread out the love a little bit. The gestures and the facial expressions were fine. Your eye contact was excellent. You're looking at the audience. I don't even know why you had a piece of paper in your hand, because I think you only referred to it as a crutch at best. So I think you could live without that and use it entirely. On the paralinguistic cues, I think everything was pretty solid. Maybe the rhythm got broken up occasionally. You did have a few hesitations. You had a little bit of trouble with the word attribution. That was not a big deal. That happens occasionally. But it did feel like sometimes you would get to a point in a sentence or even at the end of a sentence where you were having a little bit of hesitation getting a pattern flowing. I thought you were better at the beginning than you were at the later parts of the speech. For some reason, that seemed to be where that was going on. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Stephanie,